This is Deborah Miller, Molly Stevenson, and Megan Conlon, and this is our video for our project, Krannert 50. In this video, we are going to be talking about our process for the project, and then we are going to be testing and demonstrating our project, and then talking about the next steps. Krannert Center for the Performing Arts was a gift to the University of Illinois from benefactors Herman and Elnora Krannert. The center opened to the general public on April 19, 1969. To celebrate its 50th anniversary, Krannert Center will be recognizing this milestone over a 2-year period, from September 2018 to May of 2020. Through this process, Krannert Center is trying to capture oral histories, stories, and images of the center and its impact. Recently, Krannert Center has started the process of capturing stories on their website. You can see here the Share Your Story page that currently exists on the Krannert Center website. However, Krannert Center does not currently have the resources to be able to adequately collect oral histories. And this is really where our project began. We recognized that we wanted to do a project with the oral histories for Krannert Center. We identified our product owner at Krannert Center, Maureen Reagan, and we talked to Maureen about options that would be helpful in getting the process started to collect oral histories. Maureen suggested working with the Student Life and Culture Archives at the University of Illinois to bridge their oral history project and Krannert Center's Share Your Story project. The Student Life and Culture Archives has been striving to collect oral histories through a variety of different mechanisms, through their Evolving Oral History project and currently through their Voices at Illinois project. They have oral history portals from a few different important moments and cultural activities at the University of Illinois. Our project worked to create a portal on the Voices at Illinois page by the Student Life and Culture Archives that was specifically focused for Krannert Center. For this project, we wanted it to be a place where people interested in Krannert Center could read oral histories, people who are interested in learning about student life and culture at the University of Illinois would be able to read and listen to oral histories, and then we wanted it to be a place where audience members could record their oral histories, students could talk about their experiences at the University of Illinois, and alumni could talk about their experiences with Krannert Center and the University of Illinois.
Our team will now explain some of the important documentation included in our project. First, we have the instruction toolkit. This toolkit includes the oral history interview instructions, which we will go into more detail about later in the presentation. Also, the toolkit includes a waiver in which the interviewee gives permission to publish his or her interview on the websites. The promotional work for this project will be done primarily online. First, Krannert Center will feature the project on their webpage that highlights the Krannert 50th anniversary event. The website will allow anyone interested in sharing their Krannert story to do so in writing or by recording their story. If they choose recording, they will click on the link that will take them to the Student Life and Culture Archives website. The SLCA page will contain details about recording their Krannert memories. In addition to information shared on the websites, both centers will promote the project through social media. For example, both centers will utilize Facebook and Instagram to communicate the opportunities to both record one story or listen to other stories. Lastly, The University of Illinois campus media customarily picks up the stories shared on the SLCA website, so it will likely also promote the project through various campus media outlets. In addition to online promotions, we are considering additional promotions to display at the Krannert Anniversary event in April 2019. For example, we would like to display small flyers to promote the Oral History Project. We envision small colored banners or flyers featuring the 50th anniversary logo with a Share Your Story tagline, a short description of the project, and a QR code that would allow those interested to have an immediate link to the SLCA portal with project details. Finally, we're also considering displaying an 8x10 step and repeat background with the Krannert 50th anniversary logo and Share Your Story tagline, so that interested event attendees have an opportunity to pose for a photo that can be shared on social media to raise more awareness about the project.
This is the first draft of our vision statement. For Krannert Center staff, faculty, and interested others who need an easy-to-access portal of oral recordings about the Krannert Center Oral History Archives is an online archive/portal that will promote the Krannert Center's 50th anniversary this coming fall. Unlike the News Gazette and the Human Library, our product contains oral recordings specific to the Krannert Center that live in one shared space with other oral histories, illuminating the listeners to other stories. After meeting with one of our product owners, slight changes were made. Maureen, our product owner from Krannert Center, gave us a wonderful suggestion of pairing with the Student Life and Culture Archives, as they already had the structure created for this type of project. We expanded our audience to include all faculty and staff, not just those specifically at Krannert. We had also included the UGL per the suggestion of the SLCA product owner because the audio lab is a prime location to record the oral stories. Here we have our final vision statement. We have removed the UGL as the audio lab was not utilized by this project like we had anticipated. We also adapted the language to specify that this project will focus on capturing oral histories in honor of the Krannert Center's 50th anniversary. Here we have our product roadmap. We began by identifying all of our stakeholders, SLCA Tech and Marketing staff and KCPA Tech and Marketing staff. Next, we decided on features we wanted to include and grouped them into themes. After that, we arranged the features based on what needed to be completed first, so other features could be developed later. In order to estimate the effort needed, we made a table that breaks down the features into epics and then breaks them down further into specific user stories. With this information, we were able to assign estimation points to every issue in our product backlog, which you can see here. We had approximately 52 issues in our product backlog.
This is Megan Conlon, and I'm now going to discuss the functionality of our oral history project. Our oral history project can be found on the SLCA website under the Voices of Illinois Oral History portal. Here is a look at the web page with the Krannert Center 50th anniversary information. Next, we have the collection description of the Krannert Center 50th anniversary. Here, interested students, staff, and faculty, as well as members of the general public, are invited to share their stories of their experiences with this remarkable facility. Next, we have the oral story recordings. At this time, 3 interviews have been conducted. Each of those 3 interviews are featured on this page and can be accessed by clicking on the name of the person interviewed. Next, we will look at one interviewee named Rebecca McBride. This page features one individual oral story recording with metadata and tags. This story recording was an interview conducted with Rebecca McBride, a former Senior Associate Director for Krannert Center. Also listed is the date of the interview as well as the name of the interviewer, Deborah Miller. We can access the interview itself by clicking at the arrow at the top half of the page. This page features the differentiated tags that highlight the contents of the 3 individual interviews. This is the tag archive page. Visible to us now is the 50th anniversary celebration interview with Rebecca McBride, as well as the performances interview of Doug and Janet Nelson. Lastly, we've included a link to the Krannert 50th Anniversary Oral History portal. We encourage you to click on the link and listen to the interviews of the wonderful memories that these people have about their time spent at the Krannert Center.
At this point in our project, we needed to test it and see if it was going to work. In addition to the instructions, we developed a series of interview questions. These questions can be used to get the audience member, the alumni, the student to begin to talk about their Krannert Center experiences or the impact that the center had on them. For each interview, we contacted the prospective interviewees, we went over the project description and the set of instructions. We sent them the interview questions ahead of time so they could start to think about what they might say in the interview process. And then we tried to set up a time with each one where we could record in a private, quiet setting. Each interviewer and interviewee signed a waiver form to allow the SLCA to put the interview up on their website. For most interviews, we tried to use one of 2 options to record. The undergraduate library at the University of Illinois Miller conducted 3 2
Now we will discuss the
specific
training
times.
documents
Each of
that were
these
developed
were
for this
recorded
project.
we were not able to
For the
record
training,
by the
we
undergraduate
developed an
library
instruction
using a
toolkit
handheld
that can be
recording
readily
device
accessible to
that you see
anyone
here
interested in
because they were
recording
all
their oral
booked.
story.
They were then
Here is
saved
a
to
snapshot of
this
the instruction
and
toolkit,
uploaded
which
to
includes
a
a
shared.
copy of the
It turned
interview
out
agreement
that it was
form
just
that
as
each
shared by
interviewee must sign.
the product development
And the quality
was
Here is a
just as
closer
good.
look
And
at the specific
SLCA's
parts of the
handheld
instruction
recording
toolkit.
device. The
We
SLCA
began with
sat
a brief
away
history
back
of the Krannert
and then
Center and its
uploaded
current
to the
efforts to
and
collect
uploaded
written
them
stories.
to the portal.
We also explained that we are trying to collect oral stories for the upcoming 50th anniversary. Next, we divided the instructions into 2 sections to ensure that every potential interviewee has the proper instructions. One set of instructions is geared towards on-campus interviews that would either take place in the undergraduate library audio lab or during the one-day recording event scheduled for April of 2019. In order to participate in one of these recordings, they must register for a time slot. The second set of instructions are designed for self-conducted or partner-conducted interviews. This interviewing process could be conducted anywhere with the use of a handheld recorder or a smartphone. These instructions include the added step of sending the audio file to SLCA to be processed. Due to the limited time frame of our project, there were some elements we were not able to complete, some of which include planning promotional materials for the one-day recording event and also setting up the one-day recording event scheduled for next year. Our hope is that the work completed during this project will allow for these next steps to be carried out by Krannert Center and the SLCA. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation on the Krannert Center 50th Anniversary Oral History Project.
The release of our project actually was just the first release. This is now a living project for Krannert Center for the Performing Arts. Staff members will conduct interviews over the next 2 years. We will have the link on the Krannert Center website encouraging people who love Krannert Center and have been involved in Krannert Center to upload their personal oral histories. And then we will have the scheduled day in April when Krannert Center will officially celebrate its 50th anniversary. The expectation is that the number of interviews talking about the impact of Krannert Center will continue to grow. Thank you for the opportunity to have this project that then starts something that we hope will have a life in perpetuity.